So, I have a few non-furry friends here. I have a lot of non-furry friends here, actually. They've all come out to support this shit show, which is known as Fursquared. And I don't know why some of the time. But a moment ago, I was just told why this time. Because somebody who was on my board of directors for my first year as a favor to me, came the second year as a favor to me, told his wife, "You gotta see this shit." And she went, "I don't." And he went, "Yeah, you do." Arguments ensued. And finally, she agreed to come for Saturday. Because what could be better than going to a fur con on Saturday? And this wonderful woman, who does not drink much, drank a bottle of wine with her friend, and started walking into random room parties, apparently. And I was just informed she has questions for me.
Super sponsors at these tables.
So, my first apology goes to my friends and their wives. You're either going to get into a lot of trouble or some really wild sex tonight, so congratulations.
Wild sex. Wild sex.
Okay, one of them is blushing down, it's like, yeah. My other group of friends came from Nero. A lot of you have heard me talk about that lark. It's a little insane, and so are they. One of them is standing in the back of the room right now, and the hotel asked me, "Why is there a hunter at your con?" To which my director of whatever asked, "Well, would you like us to call security?" She said, "Do we need to?" He goes, "1 second, call security." And he turned around and said, "Yes." What better security than the hunter? Also, what is wrong with you?
It's a murder mystery.
Murder mystery. Everyone knows what's wrong with you. Yes, you understand. What is wrong with me? All of you. Then we have the police. That's right, the police is here. Two of my very close friends who are Chicago cops. And you have to realize something, Chicago cops are a different breed. Chicago cops are wonderful people, and Chicago cops cannot drink. And I can say that because every Chicago cop I have ever met has told me he can drink. And every Chicago cop I have ever met cannot fucking drink. So allow me to tell you about a tradition every Good Friday. Because when you need to drink, you also need to blaspheme. To Jeebus! I can toast to that because we've been toasting that since I was 25 years old. Because this Chicago cop came over. At the time, I had a full basement at my parents' that I could hang out in. It was awesome. And we started drinking and realized it was getting out of hand. And what do when something gets out of hand? You make it worse. So my intelligent friend, who was only 7 sheets to the wind, said, "He should drink water." The rest of us said, "Maybe." And when the water came, the Chicago cop went, "This isn't water," threw it. Because who doesn't want some water splashing around the computer in their basement? Grabbed the handle of vodka and said, "This is water," and made bubbles. Now, we were good friends, so we stopped him, and I'm a dirty liar. We laughed our asses off. Bubble, 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 done. Looked at me dead in the eyes and goes, "Your parents need to know you're a faggot," and started walking towards the stairs. I am a large man. That man is larger. is faster. That cop got flattened down the stairs. It was like watching, basically imagine if Shamu was trying to fuck Jabba the Hutt. And they just make noises, and he's struggling away, drags him back to my couch, like, why would you do that? And he goes, I would never do that for him, but today's not about me. It's for Jeebus. Thank you for making my life more interesting, you assholes. I did get to live a very interesting life up to this point. I've done some pretty crazy things, and a lot of them have to do with a friend of mine, a coworker, in fact, named Trent. I cannot believe that some of you know this. Trent is a gentleman who I work with. Trent is a stockbroker from I'm guessing the 20s. Trent used to start off every day before he would go into the pit by smelling his favorite potpourri, Coke. Ah! When you work on the trading floor, there's segregated bathrooms. That's just how it worked. There was the broker's bathroom and the plebeian bathroom. The broker's bathroom had an attendant who saw nothing, if you get what I mean. The other bathroom smelled like shit and turds and farts and everything foul because most of these people have been drinking coffee since 4 a.m. and I felt bad for them. And one day, one of these poor runners, a young, brand new to the floor runner who did not understand that this bathroom was not for him, saw men's bathroom and walked in. And Trent turned to him and said, what are you doing in here? He's like, oh, I didn't know I should be in here. Well, you are. You must pass the test. Smell my finger. And the kid went, what? And Trent goes, you want to. I don't know if he was brave. I don't know if he was stupid. But the kid did his first line of Coke. I'm going to repeat that so you try to let it sink in what this poor bastard did. Smell my finger. I'm ready to work. He was not ready to work. He went to a trading desk and wrote up the same order about 500 times. He's like, this is going to be perfect. No, this is the order. This is the... Thank God none of them went out to the pits, but it didn't matter because people saw him. Were taking the orders and just throwing them in the garbage. They were just watching this guy. That is your money working. Your government, they don't know what they're doing. We make the market move and we're high as shit. So the next time your 401k goes into the toilet, Trent ran out of Coke, send him more. It was a wonderful time. There's really no job like it. There's nothing like working on a trading floor because it doesn't really cross your mind that this is legal. Because it shouldn't be. All those signs that you guys see flashing, they actually mean shit. Not the same shit necessarily, but they do mean shit. And sometimes there's a few signals out there that mean watch out. Because there's something called market on close. And every day at 1:14 and 30 seconds, the market goes into the last 30 seconds of trading. And you have to get done all of these orders at once. And sometimes everyone wants to sell, and there's only one poor schmuck that wants to buy. And one day that was me. Because I had the one order in the pit that was the buy, and everyone else needed to sell. And I was not a broker at the time. I worked for a 90-year-old gastrointestinal farting asshole who decided that he needed to go use the John right on the close. And then I was handed this order, and all I could think was, if we don't fill this, we're in a lot of trouble. What's the worst that can happen? Have you ever been in a stampede? I held the order, yelled it out, and 20 angry people who knew that I didn't really know what I was doing tried to kiss me. And my other broker who realized what was happening, put his hands on it and goes, "You're getting fucked or you're doing it, kid, go for it!" And I tried to fill this order, and behind me, I hear Will, one of the nicest guys I'll ever meet, scream bloody murder. His hand goes off my back, and then his back on my back, and he's pushing me in, and I don't know what's going on, and I fill the order, and he's standing there. He's standing there, and he's in pain. He turns around and says, "You take care of this?" Somebody stabbed him with a pencil. They wanted his attention. This was my job. Interesting lives are interesting. So I just wanted to get that out there. I wanted to let you guys know to try new things. And I wanted to start you off with some things that you had never heard. But for right now, I want to introduce you to the Wheel Show. Guys, Xander the Blue has been my mate for a very, very long time, more long than we can remember, basically because we're drunk constantly. And right now, I am going to bring up this psychotic blue dragon onto stage so that he can roar at you and possibly fill the suit with farts. Ladies and gentlemen, Xander the Blue! Don't fall.
Boom!
Yeah.
Keep the microphone.
Oh, no, I think I got it. Okay. Hi, everybody. I got my notes here. Please forgive me if I have to go back to them. I'm not just a dragon, I'm also part goldfish. So, that said, yeah, it's 2016. Woo! Fuck! Does anyone else have that reaction when someone tells you what year it is? Because, yeah, I grew up in the 80s, and the year 2000 was the future. And so, by the time we got to the year 2000, we were supposed to have sex robots and hoverboards. So when I got to the year 2000, my brain just stopped counting. That's how I thought anyways. So 20 years from now, I'm just gonna like go catatonic when I have to sign a check. So yeah, anyone else here? 80s kids? Yeah? Oh my God, I'm old. Okay, so one thing there's lots of magical things about the 80s, but one of the things that people don't appreciate is we were in the Cold War, which means our bad guys were white guys who might bomb us. Ooh. You know how freeing it is to have the bad guys be white guys? You don't have to worry about being accused of being like anti-religion or against the color of their skin. They were basically diet Nazi. 0 calories, kind of taste like it. That was the Russians, and don't get me wrong. I mean, we had racism. Beating minorities was pretty much the basis of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. But we could all get together every few years, watch the Olympics, say, "Fuck you, Ruski," and then high five. So yeah, you didn't have to worry about that stuff. Just hate these, this group of evil white guys. And when I looked at it that way, I finally understood Tumblr. And by the way, thanks for coming out, and we appreciate you coming up here watching us do stand-up, because really stand-up, as an art form, is the most instantly gratifying. Because an artist has an idea, and usually they have to spend hours sketching, and then inking, and then coloring it in, getting the shading right, and then they submit it onto Furfinity, and someone squints at it and says, "Can I fap to this?" With stand-up, I just can come up here and be like, "So here's something I thought while I was taking a shit." Not saying I thought this next thing while I was taking a shit, but some of the weird thoughts I'll have, like, if a soldier rubs it out on the battlefield, is that technically a tug of war? Or I really want dragon to be a verb. Like, you could ram something with your car or ferret something away. I just want to be like, yeah, I dragging the shit out of that burrito. And I've also noticed that if you want anything to sound more legit, just add syllables. Like if someone's like bothering you and being like, hey, are you one of them furries? Just pick up your wine glass and be like, actually, I prefer the term Anthro-American. Something else I noticed is like, No. Something else I noticed is like, it's ironic that you have to get out of bed and follow your dreams. That seems backwards to me. My dreams are in there. But anyway, I try to follow my dreams, but my dreams tend to drive a Bugatti, and they have the driving habits of Thelma and Louise. So, some of you are old enough to get that. Anyway, so I'm trying to find a job in other places, and I've been trying to write my resume, and I found some resume tips for you guys. I've noticed that you can really pad out your resume by putting in 2006 Person of the Year. Some of you got that, because in 2006, the Person of the Year was, and I quote, you! So technically it's right. And it's great if you put it after like a couple of your filler stuff, specializes in 2 kinds of microwave oatmeal, cold and exploded. Can type 30 words a minute with 1 hand. Time Magazine 2006 Person of the Year. I tended not to tell too many stories in my stand-up because your life's not too interesting when you're alone in your apartment and you say to your cat, God damn it, I love sweatpants. Maybe it's just the age I am, but I love sweatpants right out of the dryer as much as white people love living on a prayer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you haven't been to a hockey game in the last 10 years. Fucking every time. Anyway, I love sweatpants because you gain a little weight, and sweatpants don't judge. They're like, hey man, let's work this out. Sweatpants are my safe space. But you gotta be careful though, because sweatpants can, they're great, but they can also be a sad place too, because that means you don't have the effort to put on your real pants. That's where you gotta be careful. Like, I'm trying to lose weight, but I live right next to a cold stone. And there should just be a picture on the wall that says, do not let in this man with sweatpants. He is in a bad state. I am, and I'll go in there and oh fuck it, I'm going to Cold Stone. And the worst thing is, I don't want to tip them because then they'll sing. I don't want them to sing. It's just worse. It's terrible. Look, I'll pay you extra money to not sing. Look, okay, just take this money. I don't want to hear your slave song, just make me fat. Oh boy. So, who celebrated Valentine's Day this year? How was taking a blowjob day? See, furries for steak and a blowjob day. You know what we call that? Tuesday. Yeah, you got it. But my favorite holiday is actually the 4th of July. Because we celebrate America by doing 2 things America does best. Eating and blowing shit up. And look, I'm surprised by now we just haven't made the exploding pizza. It would be like Boom Pizza. It's like a drone for your mouth. We gave a taste test of Boom Pizza to an ISIS member, and it's official. All 500 pieces of them love Boom Pizza. It's terrible what happened in France with ISIS and everything, but I was really inspired by how on Facebook, everyone superimposed the French flag on their icons, just to show the world that they stole Photoshop. But lots of great things come out of France, For instance, parkour, which is French for concussion. And parkour is cool and all, but leave it to the French to perfect the art of retreat. People tell me it's to get from point A to point B, but every time I see it on TV, it's some skinny guy running away from James Bond. He jumps over a wall and James Bond runs through it. Like an American. James Bond should be an honorary American because he treats exotic women the same way we treat exotic countries. He finds one that interests them, screws it, and they die. So, in stand-up comedy right now, there's a lot of talk about joke thieves and stealing material. I'm 50-50 on it because I don't approve of joke thieves, but it is very common to write something that someone else wrote. Like the other day, I had some, of my own material I wrote, and turn on the TV. There is Jerry Seinfeld talking about being a gay hypochondriac dragon. It happens. Any other hypochondriacs out there? No? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is our gang sign. Yeah, so actually, the thing about being a hypochondriac is, there's only two options. Either you're overreacting to a random pain, or you're dead! Those are the two. I actually have a heart condition now. Apparently I'm so white that my heart's off beat. So, but I take some medication to slap it around like a teacher from Whiplash and make it drum and beat and whatever. I haven't seen Whiplash and it looks really cool, but it's about a teacher who slaps and beats kids into greatness. But I think I've already seen that movie. It's called The Jackson 5. You react that way because you know how that movie ended. So, anyway, anyone here play Rocket League? Yeah. I love Rocket League, but it's really fun, except I hate how involved I get into it. Emotionally invested because I get really wrapped up into a game against people with ridiculous screen names. So during a game, I'll just be like, nice pass, Jizz Hat. Wait, good goal there, Raging Chlamydia. By the way, these are real screen names. Raging Chlamydia, wow, he burned up there. But the worst was when me and my brother was so mad that we lost to someone and then we saw his name was Lord Krusty Butt. And when you play Rocket League, there's two reactions to when you're playing people. Either you lose or you suck, trash. Okay. If you win, it's great game, faggot. I don't know how they do. Okay. Either way, yeah. So they do this, and I hate them more and more. And I hate these kids. I'm like, God damn it! I can feel myself getting more and more Republican, basically. These fuckers don't deserve $15 an hour. I got a cane just for playing Rocket League. But anyway, yeah. So as I get angrier and angrier at all these kids, I finally realized I understood Charles Bronson. Now, if you don't know who that is, in the 80s, there was this old guy with a gun named Charles Bronson. He was an action hero. And he was just an old guy with a gun that shot young people. So now I get it. It's just a fantasy for old people, yeah! Anyway, that's my Rocket League experience. Hey, want me to freak you out right now?
Yeah.
1 year from now, we're gonna have a new president. Yeah, take that as you will. Because no matter what,
something.
yeah, something, right? Yeah, whatever way you go, it's pretty fucking scary. And I like Bernie. I like Bernie. He's cool. I love Bernie, and I love the fact that he looks like a scientist that built a boy robot in his basement. So, yeah, but my favorite part is watching the GOP debates, though, because you got them all lined up up there like a fresh shipment from the asshole factory. And they're mostly all up there with their perfectly parted Hitler hair. And then you have Donald Trump. Because, like, you can judge the level of crazy by the hair. Because you got, like, Marco Rubio, like, perfectly coiffed, and he's like, oh yeah, that's Obama, and he knows what he's doing, and I think he knows what he's doing, that's what he's doing. He's very nice. Then you go to Trump. I will bring you until Valhalla, shiny and chrome. I get it, okay, yeah, that's kind of fun. So, the thing about Donald Trump is like, I love how his platform is winning, because it worked so well for Charlie Sheen. And like, I love how he'll say, I love whoever. Because when he says, I love a group, he's about to say some really fucked up shit. Like, I love Mexicans. They're rapists. Perfect example. So I'm just waiting for like, I love the queers. You know, but it wouldn't be bad if a few of them jumped in the oven. They're flaming already, right? Just, he'll say he'll love something right before he trashes it. It's so fun. But yeah. There they all are up there with their perfect hair. And, you know, Donald Trump. If everyone had perfect hair like JFK, Donald Trump has hair like JFK in Texas. So yeah. I know I kind of told this story last year, but you know, a lot of you aren't here, and well, a lot of people seem to enjoy it. So it's funny how you discover things about yourself as time goes on. You think you know yourself pretty well. Well, one time I found out that if I have beer for dinner, I can create a WMD in my tummy. And I just like to say tummy and WMD in the same sentence, like you're watching Sesame Street Baghdad or something. Anyway, so yeah, I had beer for dinner and forgot to eat regular dinner. So, this is what this is about. Well, at about 4 a.m., I was with Alkali, we were both asleep, and I was woken up, and I unleashed the beast. Now, I can't just say I farted, because that would be like saying New Orleans had rain. That does not do it justice. This came out, and, well, normally Alkali is very, very hard to wake up. Like, I'll be like, Alkali. Like, Ku Klux Klan's here, whatever. It takes him forever to wake up. I let this out. He just darts up and goes, did you shit the bed? It permeates throughout the whole house. We gotta get up, open up all the windows, both up for hours. Now, today, if I even touch a beer, he just looks at me. Like a Vietnam vet looks at an Asian businessman. Guys, that's my time. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Xander the Blue. Like a Vietnam vet looks at an Asian businessman. That was and true. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been waiting for this moment for quite some time. I've been waiting to introduce him as our anchor. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest of honor at Fursquared 2016, Panda!
so happy to be up here on stage tonight. Let me tell you, one thing that have been upset about in the past is I've never had a good epic story. Like there's people in the fandom, like Kage has, 300 or 400 stories that are like an hour long. And Alkali has a great one where, it's like 3 in the morning. I'm gonna drag race a school bus. GTA 5 mode! But I've never really had that. I've had bits and pieces. Like, I just went this past weekend to Florida to visit my parents while they're down there for the winter. And I noticed something while I was down there. There's a school right now where they're at. And it was the Fighting Hurricanes. And I'm like, okay, we're getting kind of close to home, the Hurricanes down there in Florida. Like, the Fighting Hurricanes, our team will blow yours away on the field, and maybe in the locker room. They had bumper stickers for this school, and up here we're used to seeing the bumper stickers for the kids, like, my child was a blah 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 honor student at such and such school. Down there it was, my child was Hurricane of the Month. Okay, cheese of the month? Cheddar, this is delicious. Hurricane of the month? What is that, some Harry Potter bullshit? Like, seriously? Oh, Ron, did you get an owl? I did, Hermione. Oh, what's it from? It's a letter from my parents, Hermione. Well, what is it? It's Hurricane of the month, Hermione. Well, open it up. Okay, Hermione. Flip. Oh, thank God. Ooh, that was weird, wasn't it, Hermione? Yes, it was, Ron. I get little bits and pieces like that. But then finally, it happened. I had an experience. I now have my long story. And it's thanks to the TSA. I was able to get 3 whole days off over Christmas to go visit my family in Canada. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna book a flight. I'm gonna go there, it's gonna be great. And I get there, Christmas morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm in line. Cause I'm up at 4, leave at 5, get to the airport at 6. I want coffee, but I need to get through security. But it went really quick, like 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh, we're halfway through line, this is great. I'm gonna get right through security. Shouldn't have said that. 5 minutes later, I get to the top, and it's been a while since I've flown. Like the last time I flew, they had the X-ray scanner for your shit. You put your luggage in, and they throw so much X-rays at it, you feel it's gonna mutate on the other side. Grow arms and legs. I'm luggage man. Oh, stop it, luggage man. Trundle mode activated. He thought he could steal something. I guess he got carry-on away. Fuck off, luggage man. Go, check yourself into the corner. Go away. But then they used to have the metal detectors. That's the last time I flew. Was they just had that, you'd walk through, and you take everything out of your pockets. Oh yeah. Weep. Oh, forgot my nipple ring. Weep. Oh, I forgot that ring. Weep. What the hell's down there? Weep. I've been told I have balls of steel, but really, I do. Weep. Stop weeping my balls. What are you doing? But I got there this time, and they had those new scanners where you walk into the whole 3D scanner, and they scan your whole body. And I hadn't been through that before, so I'm like, okay, what do I do? He's like, okay, step in. Put your feet on the feet plates. No, the other way around. They scan you 360 degrees. What matter does it weigh that you face? But you have to be facing this way. I get there, and he mumbled. I didn't quite hear him. You're like, put your hands over your head. Sorry, what was that, sir? Put your hands over your head! When a man in a uniform and a gun tells you, put your hands over your head, you, don't shoot! He's like, no, like this. Like you're doing like you're doing the YMCA. I'm like, I don't see a construction worker. There's no Indian chief. This is the crappiest village people ever. No, I don't want this to be brought to me by them. It's fun to get scanned by the TSA. Young man, you best listen to me. Don't be smuggling no drugs up in your boutique. My favorite part. No, seriously, the letter A. If I want something brought to me by the letter A, I want it to be Sesame Street. You know? Imagine imagine? Hey-o, Kermit the TSA Frog here. Today's screening is brought to you by the letter A. If you smuggle anything through security, the A could stand for anal cavity search. Can you imagine Kermit the TSA Frog? He finds someone, he's got a little glove on that long skinny arm. Okay, I'm gonna go right. Oh god, I'm having an alien abduction flashback. Oh shit. Oh, wait, that's it. The long skinny armed aliens, with the big bug eyes, they're the space cops. They're the space, that's what they've been doing. That's why they've been probing us for 50 years. They're looking for drugs. You know, I bet it was a joke too. Like, we're just the, you know, pun intended, the butt of some other racist joke. They just called up, you know what? I hate those skinny armed space aliens. They're like, the space cop, they're like asshats. Yeah, we should play a joke on them. Let's tell them there's drugs being smuggled in human beings' butts. Dude, that's freaking genius. Should we call them? Yip, 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 yip. Telephone. The old people in the room got that one. Oh, hey, space cops? Yeah, no, you know the Crotons? You know the they're smuggling drugs. Yeah, inside human being buttholes. I know, disgusting, right? Okay, bye. They're gonna scan alien butts for like, they're gonna scan human beings' butts for like 50 years. It'd be glorious. Can you imagine if you were accidentally smuggling drugs when you got abducted by aliens? Seriously, you're trying to smuggle drugs across the Mexican border, or that's how you wanted to bring your coke into work one day? 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you come out of the bathroom. Let's get that report done! Yeah! We're gonna do some training. You end up having to go to like space alien prison. Ah, welcome to your cell. This man is from the four-dicked planet. You don't want to be in that cell. It's like, yeah, okay, dick 2 done, now to dick 3. Although some people have been in this fandom, that would just be a Tuesday. No, seriously, they'd be like, are you almost done? Because I've got a party down in cell 366. Yeah, no, the guys there are from the 27-dick planet. Are we done? Okay. I forgot the song that went with that video. I was gonna sing it.
Liquid courage.
But, so there I am, I'm in the scanner. And I go to walk out, he's, oh, hold on a second. Oh, did I do something wrong? Nope, it's okay. It's just that your genitals have set off the detector. No, okay, there's gotta be a mistake. My genitals have done a number of things. My genitals done a couple of things. My genitals did that one thing almost that one time. They've never been detected, so this is wrong. This can't be correct. So I look over, and there's this screen attached to the scanner. It's like this, you know, flat panel monitor on the scanner. And there's this little stick figure dude. And I love it. It's like, you know, you've got the eyebrows are like straight across, the 2 dots in that, the mouth is like, I feel no way one way or the other about how being scanned by the TSA is. It's perfect. And I'm like, little stick figure body, really? Wait, a body sheet, TSA. Where's the panel with like the little head and then the apple-shaped body for me? I look, and I'm looking at the scanner, and there's this large rectangular block going from my groin down to where would be my left knee. And of course, my first reaction is, Then the second thing I think is, well, that's completely inaccurate. Mine's more like an X-Acto knife, it retracts. The balls too, I'm very mannequin-like down there until I get excited. And then the third thought was, can I get a copy of that? Twitter, Facebook, mail copies to friends I didn't like back in high school, that kind of thing. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And he's like, I need 2 more guards over here. No, you don't. I can just be re-scanned. No. So he proceeds to put on the glove. But they don't pull me into another room. He then proceeds to fondle my genitals more than I've ever had done at a furry convention before. And at first, like, it's been a while. It's been a while. I don't mean to be TMI, but I think Bush was president at the time. I don't mean like nice modern Bush. I mean like that scraggly old 80s Bush, and nobody likes 80s Bush. 80s Bush is all, oh, to look at that. Modern Bush is like, yeah, look at my kitty. Stole that from you. But, yeah, it's been a while. So I'm like, oh, his hands are going, there's gonna be liftoff. The Saturn 5.5-inch rocket is making its way to launch pad. We're going to, oh, it's exploded in the launch bay. Oh, there's debris all over the pants. Oh, no. Oh, I was like, no, please don't let that happen. And, it could easily have, except this guy, it was the most monotone, like, voice. He's like, first, I'm going to rub my gloved hand from the inside of your thigh up towards your genitals. Next, I will rub my gloved hand from left to right across the front of your genitals. Next, I will, what are you doing? No, shut up. I need this. It's been 80s. Come on. Shut up. The rocket was like making its way back to storage. No, we're not fueling this bad boy up. No launch today. And like I said, he'd called over 2 other people. One of them, I swear, his job was to do this. Just watch. Just watching. Like seriously, like I guess it's to make sure he doesn't fondle my genitals the wrong way? I don't understand, but seriously, and I didn't make eye contact with him. That would have just been awkward. Like, actually, that would have been fun, like... and the other guard is like letting people through the scanner, and I'm like 2 feet from it while this is going on. So like, you know, the guy's like... and people are like... Except the one guy was like... But, yeah, and he's doing it every different which direction, and then he gets up, he walks over to his machine. And I'm like, dude, if that's like black light, those are not going to glow. There was no explosion on the launch bay. Those bulbs will not detect anything. And then he's like, beep, beep, bing. And I guess everything is fine because then he turns around and gives me the thumbs up. You're good to go. You can't fondle someone's genitals and then give them a thumbs up. No. No, it's like, yeah, oh, that was great, good job. Okay, the exception is if it's a two-hander. Yeah, holy shit, you hit the ceiling, a good job. Holy shit, that's okay. The one, good job. No. So I put my shoes back on, got my things, walked away. Did the only thing you could do after an event like that happens. Took out my phone, just got my junk handled more at the airport by the TSA than at any furry con ever. Hashtag Merry Christmas tweet. And if you don't believe that, check my Twitter from December 25th because it's there. But that's not the end of it. See, that was just for the first flight. It was a connecting. I get on the first flight. I get to my next place. And I'm sitting there. I'm at the airport. I'm like, okay, nothing more could possibly happen. And I'm standing there, and as I'm waiting at the gate, I hear, can I get on the plane? I look up, and there's a guy with his ticket, like at the desk. Want to get on the plane? And I look out the window, there's no plane there. It hasn't arrived at the gate. There's about a 15-minute delay. So the guy's like, okay, it's 20 after, we should be boarding the plane. And the desk clerk was like, there's been a 20-minute delay, sir. We're going to be boarding in about 20 minutes, but the plane is not here yet. It's been delayed by weather. We'll page as soon as it's ready. He walks away. I get on the phone. Oh, 20 minutes, not today. Then I hear, can I get on the plane now? I look at my phone. Has it been 20 minutes? 7. It's been 7 minutes. And she was very patient. She was like, sir, if I let you down the walkway right now, you would fall off. And nobody wants that. I want that, and she wants that, and we both know it. She said, I'll page, and once the plane gets here, I'll let you know. And all of a sudden, a couple minutes later, I see out of the corner of my eye, the plane is coming up to the gate. And I look up, and I see the guy is over here. And he has spotted out of the corner of his eye. He is sprinting to the desk. And the clerk is like trying to page, now announcing the arrival. I was like, shh, now announcing, just a minute, sir. Now announcing the arrival flight, blah, 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 gate, blah, blah, blah. And then as soon as she's done, click, can I get on the plane now? Sir, it's just getting here. People have to get off. If I let you on, you'll be sitting in someone's lap and they won't be able to get off. But like I said, 80s bush, I'm looking at her thinking, sit in my lap and I'll get off. She was fine, I'm saying. So he steps back and I'm like, I'm flying first class. I'm in zone 1. I could be like first in line if I want to, but I want to enjoy the show. I know more things are going to happen. So I just sit back. Let's see what happens. People start getting off. She's like, okay, I'm announcing pre-boarding, no zones yet, pre-boarding, and the elderly patient, the people with infants in arms, and this little lady. And I see the look of horror on this guy's face. Like scanners, it's like, and even I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna take 20 minutes just for her to get down the ramp. But they're like, I need a chair, and someone kept, like this guy just kept sprinting with a wheelchair. Like threw her in it, threw her walker over her shoulder, and just sprinted down the walkway. Like Granny was loving it, she's like, and then I'm waiting, I'm like, okay. I see the look on her face. She's like, she's waiting, and I'm like, okay, things are gonna happen. And she goes, now announcing the boarding for Zone 1 passengers, please. And he's like, take it, plane, I need to get on the plane. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, you're in Zone 3. We're not boarding there yet. You'll have to wait until your zone is called. And he was like, I swear he was gonna vibrate through the space-time continuum. I'm just sitting, I'm eating drama popcorn just came out of nowhere. I didn't buy it, it was just in there. Thank you, drama popcorn. You're not the popcorn I need, but you're the popcorn I deserve. And then, you know, he's just sitting there, and she's like, now boarding Zone 2. And everyone's giggling. But everyone in Zone 2 is like, finally, they're like, now boarding Zone 3. He throws the ticket. I'm like, okay, let him get on the plane. Everyone in the crowd's like, oh. Finally, I'm like the last person to board the plane. And I'm like, here you go. And she's like, oh, you were Zone 1, sir. You could have come up at any point. I'm like, no. I could have boarded at any time, but then I would have missed the show. And she was like, oh, sir, and I'm like, no, listen. That guy was an asshat, and I sincerely hope from the bottom of my heart you don't have anyone like him for the rest of today. You handled that very professionally. So you know what? I hope you have a very great rest of the day. Merry Christmas, ma'am. And she's like, aw, Merry Christmas to you too, sir. And I get on the plane. I get there, I'm in row 2, first class. I know this is 10 o'clock in the morning. The flight attendant's talking to the gate agent at the plane as I'm sitting there. And, you know, they're talking to the gate, and all of a sudden the gate agent goes, and the flight attendant looks over and goes, so immediately, you know, the flight attendant's like closing hatches and pretending that They're not working their way towards me, and all of a sudden they get to my seat and go, "Would you like a complimentary beverage, sir?" But we're not taking off. "Oh, it'll be a couple minutes to stow the luggage, so would you like something to drink before we take off?" That's a thing? They have drinks before takeoff? For you, sir. What do you have? "Well, I mean, there's your soft drinks, but there's also booze." "There's booze? Do you have wine?" "We have white wine." "Is it Riesling?" "Yes." "Oh. I'll get find some of this stuff. But I can have wine before we've taken off at 10 o'clock in the morning?" And the flight attendant just leans in and goes, "Merry Christmas, sir." I have exactly 1 minute left, so I'm going to finish this off with a quick toast. I could not have gotten here without each and every one of you coming out to support me. But most especially, there are certain people I want to say thank you to. Fur, your theatricality is unmatched in this fandom. You and I have worked together on a number of things, so I want to say thank you to you. You inspired me in that way. Drager, I know you're in this room. You and I have worked on improv together at Whose Line Charity. You inspire me in that way, so thank you. Xander, you and Alkali and I decided to do this panel, and you could have easily been, "No shit, it's me and Alkali." Get the fuck away. Every time you get on stage, you inspire me with your stand-up. It is fantastic and amazing, and I thank you for allowing me to work with you. And last but not least, Alkali, you made me your guest of honor, you ignorant slut. You, sir, inspire me in stand-up. Anthrocon, over 5 years ago, you convinced me to get up and tell a story at their open mic. And then the person after me got up, and after that they didn't hold open mic anymore, and you remember that guy. If you want to know that story, find me later. Since then, I've been doing improv, I've been doing stand-up, and I've gotten to this point, so all of that is because of you. So I have a quick toast to you, sir. And if you know the words, don't chime in, because this is personal. And I've forgotten the toast. What's the first 3 words of the toast? Here's to you, here's to me. Forever friends we will be. And if we ever disagree, that'll be a cold day in hell. Here's the comedy! All right. Get up here, get up here. We have literally 5 seconds to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, you came out here tonight to support us, so thank you so much kindly for that. Do you guys have anything to say?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the three-headed monster. Thank you very much.
Xander, hold it up for you. All right, now in this room at 8 o'clock, Pepper Coyote is performing. You better enjoy yourselves at that panel too.
Pepper, where are you? All the way in back. You've got a long walk, buddy. Get up here. I saw this gentleman perform for the first time at Motor City FurCon's opening ceremonies. I had, as he is wont to say, no idea who he was. They had him play a song to finish up their opening ceremonies. And immediately after it, myself and Drager went into the hall. We need to ask him right now to be our artist of honor, because everyone else is going to do the same fucking thing. And we caught him a little bit later that day, and now we have an unbelievable artist of honor. So, ladies and gentlemen,